So guys, it is that time again. We are approaching November, which can only mean one thing. NaNoWriMo 2017 is here. So hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lucy and today I'm talking about NaNoWriMo. I mean, I've been waiting for this moment to come around all year. I mean, November is a hard month because you've got to write 50,000 words in a month, and it's also a great month because you're writing every day, you're creating every day, and it's such like a thrill to do that and just have the time to do that. Every year I make one of these videos where I announce my novel that I'm going to be writing this year, as well as a few other kind of like bits and pieces that I think you should know about this year's project. If you'd like to see last year's, where I also included some tips and tricks, I'll link them all down below, and you can also add me as a buddy on NaNoWriMo. I'll link that down below, but my username is like Lucy and then in brackets the book Belle, all separate words. So hopefully you can find me and we can go through this journey together. And if you're doing NaNoWriMo this year, please give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, as I'll be making lots of videos on NaNoWriMo this year. So let's recap. Last year I hit 50,000 words. I don't know how I did that. I think I must have been like really driven and just wanted to hit that goal. And the result was that I burnt myself out, and by the end of the month I was absolutely shattered and just so tired beyond belief. But I did it. I reached 50,000 words, and that was with a full-time job, a full-time new job, because I started the job I'm in currently this time last year. I don't know how I did it, to be honest, but I'm so pleased I did. I also vlogged every day and put all those vlogs into weekly roundups on my channel. So I'll also link those down below so you can see the struggle of last year's NaNoWriMo and also the victory, because who doesn't want to see that? But you can kind of see my deterioration over the month as like the vlogs go on, because my appearance, my health, everything just went kind of down as the word count went up. So the big question, do I think I can write 50,000 words in a month this year? The short answer, no. I don't know what I was feeling last year. I think it was a very exciting time in my life. I was just about to start a new job and everything was like changing. But this year has been a bit of a hard year, especially when it comes to writing, because I've not really finished the novel that I started in NaNoWriMo. It's currently sitting on my laptop unfinished and, to be honest, untouched since November last year. And where I think everything went wrong with that is that I got to the 50,000 mark of my novel that I wrote in NaNoWriMo 2016, and I just stopped there because I had nothing left in me. And that is what I do not want to happen this year. So officially I'm going to set myself a target of 25,000 words. If I can get to 25,000 words, I will be so happy. I will be really, you know, proud of myself, because there's so much going on right now. As I'm recording this video, this is the only day that I haven't worked this week. So I'm working lots of weekends because of events, and it is a busy old time of year. So the very thought of writing 25,000 words in a month is something that I feel that I can achieve, hopefully, and that I'll be proud of. So from the offset, guys, I'm not going to be striving towards that 50,000 word goal. And that's completely fine. And if you're feeling the same and you don't think that you can do it this year, and maybe you haven't done it any other years and you're being realistic, that's fine as well. There is nothing to say that not hitting 50,000 means you're a failure. And I've done NaNoWriMo for like, this will be like my 5th or 6th year this year, and I've only hit that 50,000 word limit twice, which is amazing, but it's not something that happens every year. Sometimes you just can't do it. And to really analyse last year's NaNoWriMo, yes, I got the words, but I think the quality and the substance of those words was not good enough. I didn't know what the hell I was writing about, so I had a loose idea of the plot, which I tried to outline very pathetically, you know, the day before NaNoWriMo started last year. And then I just kind of continued to write and kind of hoped for the best, that some spring of inspiration would hit me. And luckily it did for the most part, but what I had was a novel that didn't have any direction. So I hadn't plotted out where my novel was going. I didn't know what the ending was. I didn't really know what the next thing I would be writing about was. I didn't have a vague understanding of what my book was about, essentially. So that is where I fell down, and that is probably why I haven't continued it, because I just feel that it's a bit shit. It really is. This year, guys, everything's changing. I am going to become an outliner. I am going to become a plotter, not a pantser. So if you're unaware of those terms, usually writing is kind of divided between plotters and pantsers. So people who plot their novels and people who fly by the seat of their pants and just write. I have tried doing that for the last 5 years. And this NaNoWriMo, I am going to outline my damn novel. So I've already started to do this now. I've started to outline on post-it notes that I've put up on my wall, and I have started writing a little bit of the novel, so as I'm writing, I'm going to take a post-it off the wall. So I've plotted up till chapter 3, and that's where I'm like up to in my head right now. And I'm going to continue doing that, just so I know like what's coming next, what I need to weave in, and just so that like when I'm facing a day in NaNoWriMo that I just really am stumped, I'll know what I have to write. And I might not feel like writing that scene, but at least I'll know what comes next. I've also bought the program Scrivener because I feel that a basic Word document doesn't really work for me. I need something a bit more visual, something a bit more structured, and that's why I've invested in Scrivener, because I need some structure in my life. What Scrivener is that it's a program that allows you to draft your novel. So down one side it'll have like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and then you can kind of like click outside that and see like little cards of what your chapters will be about and stuff like that. Basically it's like a collection of Word documents, but it's a bit more visual. You can play around with them, you can move stuff places. It's genius. So the big question, guys, what is my novel this year going to be about? Well, I am writing another YA fantasy. All these years I've been doing NaNoWriMo, I've just written YA fantasy, and that's because that's what I love most to read. So I'm not going to tell you guys too much about it because I'm still fleshing it out. I can see my post-it notes across the room and there are words on there, so things are brewing still. What my novel is basically about is basically there's this country that is divided by war, a civil war to be specific. So two houses are fighting against the other over who would be next in line for the throne. So again, I love kind of books about like royal families and monarchs, and I love that stuff. Like, I'm a big history fan, so it kind of all makes sense. Where the story will focus is a girl. I'm not going to tell you her name yet, but the way that she survives in this civil war, because the civil war has plunged the country into extreme poverty, and the way that she kind of keeps her and her sister alive is to loot the corpses of soldiers on the battlefield. So there you go, that is my kind of plot summary, I guess. We'll see how it goes this year, but I really hope that you guys are joining in with me. Please let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be joining in this year, because I am so excited to write this project, and I actually feel like maybe this year I can actually write something that I'll be proud of and wanting to continue. So if you're doing NaNoWriMo, please leave your username or your NaNoWriMo name or whatever down below in the comments so other people can add you. You can make friends down in the comments. I can add you guys. Also, please do add me on NaNoWriMo, which is Lucy and then in brackets the book Belle. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, because this is where I really like rant about what's happening in my current novel. And then of course I'm going to try to weekly vlog in November. I don't know if I'm setting myself up for failure, but last year it really helped to hold me accountable of my words. So like if I felt that I had an audience like you guys kind of waiting for my vlogs to see how much I've written that week, I feel like it pushes me on to write more words. So that is what I'm going to do. Hopefully I'm going to do those weekly vlogs. So please do keep in touch, and I will see you in my next video, guys, which hopefully will be a NaNoWriMo tips and tricks video. I'll see you then. Bye guys.